Hey everybody, welcome. It is week one of English 2210, and we are going to kick off the semester with the first of our what I like to call weekly walkthroughs. So every Sunday night and or Monday morning, or Monday afternoon in this case, I will be posting a video very similar to this, and I will go over what's happening during this particular week. So if there's any assignments that are due, we'll talk about those. We'll look at what are the readings that you need to be doing, all that good stuff. So I will share my screen each week and we'll go into the course and take a look at it together. So let's take a look at week one. Most of you have already gotten signed in, which is great. In Canvas, of course, when you first sign into the course, you will be delivered to this lovely page, which is our home page, and you will have a link directly at the top of the home page to any recent announcements. This is going to be the first one, so there's not one to look at yet. But you can also always access the announcements page. Ooh, except I don't see it. That's interesting. I will make sure it's there. So you can always go back to the announcements page for all of the announcements. But the three newest ones will always appear at the top of the homepage anyway. So anyhow, let's go ahead. Oh, I know why it's not showing yet. It's just because there aren't any announcements. So eventually there will be a link over in that left-hand column where it says home, modules, discussions, etc. There will be a link called announcements. And so you would be able to access any announcement that I send throughout the semester on that page. That navigational panel, of course, is important, and it is really how you get from point A to point B in the course, including looking at the syllabus, which is called Concourse Syllabus in all Lake Sumter classes. I had at least one person from this class this morning report that they couldn't open the concourse syllabus. And to be honest, I have absolutely no idea why. It's completely working on my end, but when I'm in the student view, I cannot view it. So I can't, there's nothing I can do to check it to see what's popping up for students. So if you are having trouble, what I told that person, and I will mention to you guys as well, if you're having trouble accessing anything in the Canvas, go ahead and create a help desk ticket. Helpdesk at lssc.edu is the email for them. You can also, of course, click on the help link here in Canvas and get some additional information there. So hopefully that's not happening for everybody, but I know at least one person was having some problems with it this morning. So feel free to let me know. But I would also encourage you to reach out to the help desk because there's nothing on my end. It looks like it's working. So there's not much I can do other than that. So on the home page, of course, we have the information about the course and me, including how to get in touch with me. Office hours, I will meet with you almost any time, but during Monday afternoons from say 5 to 6 and anytime by appointment, feel free to text me and we can hop on a Zoom. There is a Zoom link, of course, already here, but we can hop on a Zoom and chit chat. But I'm mostly available. I do have a full-time day job at Valencia College in instructional design. But so I'm always near my computer. So if you email me or send me a message in Canvas inbox, I will most likely respond to it very, very quickly. So keep that in mind. You can text me though, if you have an emergency or some kind of like urgent question. My text number is there. Please do include your name, which class you're in, and that you are at Lake Sumter. You are the only ENC 2210 that I have. So if you include the class, I will know. But I do teach at more than one school part-time. So it's always good to give me as much information as you can so that we can I can get you the right answers. Couple of things about asking questions. There's two ways that you can contact me with a question that is not a national emergency. One is through Canvas inbox, and that is your system of emailing me without emailing me. You don't need to go out into email and do that. You can do it directly through Canvas, and that is the way you should do it. Canvas does send me an email when I get a message there, so I will see it immediately. I will answer it as quickly as possible, all that good stuff. If this is a question that is private, meaning it could be about you're sick, it could be about a particular grade that you got. If this is a question that only you and I should see, you should always use inbox. Now, there is also what we call a Q&A discussion board if you have questions of a public nature. So when you are asking a question about how to do an assignment, that is something that other students may have a question about as well. So feel free to use the Q&A discussion with any question that you think others might have. And I will answer those quickly. You can also subscribe to that forum so that you are alerted by your student email when something is posted there. So either a question by one of your classmates or a response by me. One final thing about inbox, and I skipped over this, but if you're reading the homepage, you're going to see it. When you get a grade back in Canvas and you have a question about that grade, you definitely need to send me that question in the inbox, because Canvas does not send me a notification if you put an additional comment in the assignment itself. So once I've graded it, I don't go back and look at it ever again. So I would not know if you've posted a comment there or a question that's in there. So you won't get an answer to that. So you definitely, if you have a question about a grade, once a grade has been entered, you need to send me a message in inbox. Okay, just a heads up on that. Normally, I'm going to get you answers within 24 hours. I always like to say, except maybe on the weekends, but honestly, I answer questions over the weekends as well. Graded assignments typically will be returned within 1 week. If it's going to take longer than that because something has gone awry, I will usually tell you. However, if you are submitting work late, it will take longer for you to get the feedback and the grade. And eventually, if it's late enough, you won't get a real grade. You will get a partial grade for having submitted something super late. So keep that in mind. If you stay on track and I stay on track, then we'll get the information back and forth very quickly. But if you're super late, it's also going to be late on my end. So just kind of a normal thing. In terms of your responsibility, you do need to check your Lake Sumter State College email. And of course, your inbox. Your inbox will pop up with how many you have unread, so it'll be obvious there. But a lot of people do not check their Lake Sumter student email accounts. And it is essentially the same as if you had a job that came with its own email account and you never checked your boss's email or checked for email from your boss. Not a good thing. So all of your instructors, all of the departments within the college are going to send email to your actual Lake Sumter email. Now, if you are smarter than I am, you can find a way to forward that to another email. Not my problem. But you do need to be checking your student email and of course, Canvas inbox, which will be harder to miss because if you're signing into Canvas, you will see that you have a message. All right. So a couple links. You have the pencil. This is our link to a free textbook. Our textbook is a PDF. It is completely free of charge to you, but it is electronic. Now, it's not super long. So if you are a person like me who likes to take notes on a piece of paper and write on things and highlight things, you can feel free to print it out, but you don't have to. All of the official reading assignments come from that textbook. There are other materials that are provided, but that is our quote unquote textbook for the class. And then we have a link to the modules. Now, you can click on this link to start here, or you can go over here to the modules. Either way is fine. You do have a link to the modules. You do have a link to the discussions, your grades. And like I said, eventually you will have that link to the announcements. The other important link for week 1 is the concourse syllabus. which is the syllabus for the course. All right, so semester at a glance. One of the big things that people like in a syllabus is to know what's coming up. You also have access to that on the home page. So you can feel free to print this out. You can feel free to jot things down in your calendar. But everything that you need to know date-wise is already provided for you, as the whole semester is in the modules, which we'll take a look at in a second. So if you are gung-ho and get started fast and start working ahead, that's fine. The only thing that you have to wait to be released is the final. That's it. Everything else is available right now, and you can get started with it, and you can move as quickly as you want to. Couple things to notice. Weeks start on Mondays, they end on Sunday night. So all of your assignments, unless otherwise specified, are due by Sunday night at the end of the week. I know it's counterintuitive, but the end of the week is Sunday. So the assignments that you have this week, the graded assignments, which there are 2 of them, are due on Sunday night, the 19th, by midnight. Okay, so that's how the course works throughout the entire semester. The only time that changes is usually finals week. So just kind of keep that in mind. If there are other due dates, of course, the due dates are all published in Canvas as well. So it will kind of help you stay on track that way. All right. We do have spring break. I did not make anything due during spring break. Typically what I also do with that though is if you have something that you haven't turned in from the first 8 weeks, that is your chance to make it up without too much point loss. There'll still be point loss if it was from week 2, let's be honest. But that'll give you a good kind of catch up week if needed, and so on and so forth. Now, when you are taking a fully online class like this one, the module link is where all the course lives. Now, you may notice on the homepage, let me go back for 1 second. You may notice over here, there is a to-do list. A lot of people want to just click on the to-do list and do the things. Please don't do that. There's no way in Canvas for us to quote unquote hide that. And every instructor that teaches online hates the to-do list with a white hot passion that burns. You need to learn the material before you do the graded assignments. I like to call it learn before you earn. Where you do the learning is in the modules. Okay, so every week is set up roughly the same. You've got one page in Canvas that will give you the overview and any learning materials that you need to go through. And then you will have links to the assignments that are due during that week. So by the end of that week. So week 1, we're going to take a look at the overview and learning materials here in a second, but you'll notice that by the 19th, you need to turn in the Getting to Know You discussion board and the Startup Scavenger Hunt. Week 2, you have one assignment, the experience and interest inventory. If I could read, that would be great. And so on and so forth. So you'll notice that the dates are all there. Now, there are some additional things. So the very first time this comes up is week 4. Once you get a grade on the bigger assignments, so assignments that are 50 points, 100 points, that kind of thing. Once you get a grade on those, you do have 1 week to make revisions based on my feedback for some extra points. On a 50% or 50-point assignment, you can earn up to 10 extra points. And on a 100-point assignment, you can earn up to 20 extra points. So it's not like you get completely a new grade. It's not a complete do-over, but it does give you an opportunity to revise that based on my feedback. We'll go over that more when we get to week 4, because that's the first one that's due. But you'll notice that in some weeks we have those optional revisions. They are truly optional. So for example, if you get a score of 48 out of 50 on the experience and interest inventory, I would not waste my time doing a revision to earn a whopping 2 points. That's not really worth your time. However, if you get below 40 or 40 or below, you can make it that a perfect score by addressing my feedback. So we'll talk about it more when we get there, but that's what those mean. Optional revisions due this week mean that you've gotten a grade back and now you have to turn in the revision. If for some reason I'm late getting grades back and we communicated about that, obviously that deadline would be later. But notice it still says January 26th because that's the real due date for that assignment. So you just kind of have to pay attention to the fact that, oh, the experience and interest inventory would be due, the revision would be due February 9th because it's due at the end of week 4. Okay, so that's kind of how to navigate that. All right, so let me tell you and show you what the overview and learning materials pages look like. So you'll always have an overview with kind of our goals for the week, and then you will have the actual learning materials. So you've got links. Sometimes I can't link it. So for example, read the course syllabus carefully. You will use the concourse syllabus tool to the left hand. I can't link it. It doesn't link in Canvas because it's an exterior site. It's a whole thing. Anyway, and then you will want to review everything on the home page, look over the modules, check out the Q&A discussion, help support the textbook. You're going to have 2 chapters to read, the introduction, which is pages 9 and 10, and the writing process, 19 and 20. So most of the time, I try to keep the reading assignments very short. In later weeks, you will always have videos as well, but there's all kinds of stuff there. Anyway, and then it's time to do the homework. So like I said, do all of the learning materials before you try to do the assignments. Learn before you earn. Once you are ready to do the assignments, you can click on this link, which will take you back to the modules page, or you can just click on next, and that will take you to each individual thing. So first will be the getting to know you discussion board. And then once you've posted on that, we'll take a look at that. When you are ready to post, and luckily we already have some folks doing it, you click on the reply button and then you tell us about yourself. Okay, so there's always going to be a prompt. What do you do with it? The other thing that I do not require, but you can earn some extra points on, is within a week of each discussion board, if you reply fully, meaning at least a little solid paragraph, not just, hey, good job. You have to say something to 2 of your classmates, then you can earn up to 25 points for each discussion board. And those are bonus. Those go on top of your overall grade. So keep that in mind. You don't have to do it. It is totally optional, but free points are always free points, and we love them. Everybody loves extra credit. It's a whole thing. So when you're ready to reply, you click the reply button. You can post your response, type your response directly in this box. If you want to do it in Word and save it and then put it in here, please do. But please do copy and paste. Don't just attach a file. You can attach files, and I have asked you to share a photo. In other easier ways to share a photo, you can click on this link right here that says upload image. And I'm gonna upload an image for you. Let's see, let's pick a dog photo. Dog photos are always popular. So I know I've got to have at least one dog photo in this extravagant. There's the baby. He's no longer a baby, but we're gonna put baby Indiana Skywalker Jones in the box, and we're going to click submit. Now this is going to be a giant photo, and so I am going to make it smaller. One of the downsides of putting an image in like that is that it makes it very large. Sample post during week 1 walkthrough. Okay, because this will show me as a sample student, and it's obviously really for me. So there's me and Indiana Skywalker Jones. When you are ready to respond to someone else, you click on the reply button, and of course, you can type your reply in there and click reply. Okay, That's how you operate on the discussion board. Now, the other assignment, and I'm going to cancel that. The other assignment this week, again, you can click on next, or you can go back to the module and start there. I honestly prefer going back to the modules so that in cases where there's more than one assignment that week, it's just, for me, it helps me keep organized. But if you want to do next, you certainly can. The startup scavenger hunt is a quiz. It is not meant to be hard. It is also not timed. So you can take your time with it, answer all the questions. Feel free to look stuff up if you don't know the answers. You can do this. I have faith. Okay. And that is, those two assignments are also how you get credit for initial attendance, which is very important. If you have not attended by the end of week 2, you can be withdrawn from the class, but you may not be either. So I have to report you as not attending, but anyway, that's a long story. But that's how, in an online class, that's how you establish that you are attending, is by turning in work. Okay. Mostly, I want you to know that this is my favorite class to teach. I love teaching this class. I've been doing it for a very, very long time now, and you hopefully will also love it. And if not, I'm sorry in advance. But it's a useful class. A lot of things that we will do have relevance to your future work life as well as your current student life. And I think you get a lot out of it. So if you have any questions, of course, that come up this week, like I said, feel free to post a question on the Q&A discussion board if it's something that other people might benefit from, or you can inbox me. You can always inbox me. And if it's an emergency, you can feel free to text me if it's something that you need an answer to right away. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a great week 1 in all your classes, and I will see you next week for weekly walkthrough number 2. Take care.